And of course, the two championship winners who really do deserve a special welcome. They work hard qualifying all the other clubs. And I believe the first answer coming in is actually, is it 5 times you've won Crufts? 5 times? It is 5 times winner of the Crufts Obedience Championship, Dot Watts and Frenzy. That's the bitch winner this year, Obedience Champion Zigzag Rocking Frenzy. And the dog winner today, Jessica Lewis and Tigger.
Here, there are various exercises that they had to. They're going to be doing them in tandem. I'll try and keep you aware of what we're seeing all the time. The dogs, of course, work off their leads. On the right, you have Dot Watts with Frenzy. There's Sandra Gordon, our judge, and her steward with her, and they'll be giving the instructions. They've got a designed course. They're going to start with heel work, which is the biggest discipline. Actually, in the competition, they were working for 5 minutes, and you'll see both dogs working with their handlers, walking at slow, normal and fast pace. They have to do turns to the right, turns to the left. The dog must keep station all the time. And in competition, of course, they don't work that closely together. They're having to work together here in the ring, but this is purely demonstration, but gives an idea of the wonderful relationship between the dog and the handler. Dot Watts there on the right and Jessica Lewis on the left. The dogs, incidentally, I should name them, shouldn't I? The Border Collie, or rather the working sheepdog with Dot Watts, is called Frenzy, and the Goldie with Jessica Lewis is called, well, she calls it Tiggs, but it's actually called Tigger. They walk past on instruction. They are told to leave their dogs in the sit position. The dog must take the correct position. They'll lose points if they don't, and then they smoothly pick them up again, as you see as they walk past there. They've now slowed the pace, so they're in a slower pace. This is a very compressed event that they're demonstrating. 5 minutes it takes, 5 minutes of total concentration in competition. But here they are, and you see a very tight turn round to the right, which they did at this very slow, measured pace. And another turn there. And they've got to turn in both directions, left and right. That was a complete turn, as you saw. They're both doing remarkably well here, as they should. They each had, I think, they each had less than 10 faults during their competition, which is a heck of an achievement, I can promise you. But yesterday, and you see, next position, it's the stand. They leave the dog in the stand. They'll walk straight past it. The dog mustn't react, just stays there until they're picked up on the return. Sandra Gordon devised the course that they competed over, and she'll have designed this one as well. They're back to the normal pace, as you see. They also do work at the fast pace. There's still one more position for them to take up, because they will leave them in the down position as well. It's a wonderful competition. There they are, they're in the down position now, and they'll pick them up, not as they come back, but as they pass them again. The second time. Wonderful exhibition. It's incredible the way they train the dogs. Now they're moving in the fast pace. This happens in the main competition. They do all these different exercises over a long period of time. It's hard, and they have achieved a wonderful thing in getting here. And I must reiterate, Dot Watts with her 5th championship yesterday. Not only that, you know, she's been reserve in the championship 6 times because she was reserve with the dog today. She's broken all the records for obedience. And there they are at the end of their heel work. Well, that's a potted version of the heel work. I find it absolutely fascinating. I've loved watching obedience over the years. We're now going to see the exercise, which I think will be the send away. I think they'll probably do this. Only one dog will do it, I should think. Maybe they'll both do it. I don't know. I'm not sure what they planned. But Dot Watts is going to be sending Frenzy across the ring. This dog's called Obedience Champion Zigdan Rocking Frenzy. That's her full name. Across, and she has to just go down on the call. This is only a demonstration, so in fact in competition she would have lost just a little bit for that, but that is a long way they've gone across this ring. It's longer than they had in their own ring. And the dog mustn't move until it's recalled. Dot walking away there, the dog watching her, not allowed to move. She's got to stay there, watching, and there she goes. Beautiful. Nice recall. This is a big ring for them to work, I promise you, a very big ring, and that was a splendid performance. Well done, Dot. This dog was injured much of 2014, only competed in 16 shows, but she still won 3 CCs, that's challenge certificates, and 3 reserves. So she did tremendously well during the course of the year, as well as winning. Now we're going to see Jessica with Tiggs. This is Obedience champion Pepsana Atlantic, the golden retriever. They come from Coventry. They won 3 CCs in 2014 as well. Qualifying for here, they're going to do a demonstration of the retrieve. And this is, the object is thrown. It was a difficult object today, and it caused a lot of difficulty with some dogs. Some of them got the feeling that this thing was alive and they jumped on it, but that was a good one. The present is important, and the exercise isn't over until the steward says exercise over. The dog back into position. There they are, and it's finished. That's the retrieve. So you've seen 3 of the disciplines. There are 7 in total. We won't be showing them all because 2 of them are very static. They're the stays, where a dog is left sitting for 2 minutes and then lying down for 10 minutes. We won't be demonstrating those. Now this is distant control. The judge will have selected the order that the commands are to be given, and the dog must take the position immediately. The first one obviously is the sit, and the down. It's a distant control. There's the stand, and another sit, and a down, and stand again, and now she comes back. The dog mustn't creep forward. We lose points for so many different things, but these dogs did so well in the main competitions. This is the dog, Tigger. So the final exercise that they'll be demonstrating is scent discrimination. Now this is the hardest one to explain, to be quite honest, but in simple terms, a pattern of cloths will be laid out in the arena. One of those cloths has the scent of the judge on it. The judge has handled the cloth, rubbed her hands on it, on and on and on, and that is given to the handler, who then gives it to the dog to scent. The dog has to go to the pattern of cloths and find a similarly scented cloth. That's the simple way. The pattern chosen again by the judge. You'll notice there was a gap left there. That's probably where the scented cloth is going to go. And in competition, they also have 2 decoy cloths go in there at the same time. So there's a couple of decoys and the correct scented cloths, and 3 or 4 or even 5 neutral cloths in the pattern. And this pattern is just a straight line. It doesn't have to be. It could be anything that the judge decides. And the dog must go out and find the correct cloth. And it looks as though Dot's going to be doing it first with Frenzy. There they are. This dog is just absolutely gorgeous. She is such a pretty bitch. She's lovely. She's a very happy woman, I can promise you, having set the record yesterday, and in fact with 6 reserves as well, because she was reserved with the dogs today. She only lost 9.5 points. Just fantastic, and didn't win, but she won yesterday with the bitch. So she has had a wonderful Crufts, and believe it or not, she nearly gave up Obedience about 8 or 9 years ago. She said, oh, I've had enough of this, I'm not doing this anymore, and here she is winning again. Fabulous. It's lovely to see. I've known Dot for years, and she's a wonderful competitor and such a good dog trainer. Here go the cloths. Those are the 2 dummies have gone in there, and the judge's cloth is about to be placed in the pattern. And you can see that Dot has actually got a cloth there. There it is. And she's going to give it for the dog to scent. And this dog has only been handled by the judge prior to that. They're handled by tongs by everybody else, giving the dog a really good sniff of it. Now she's got to go out there and select the correct cloth. Now, to be quite honest, I'm not sure which one it is. I'm just looking down there at the moment, but I think you can bet that this dog will get it right. This is Frenzy, and she goes out. They can do this in any way they like, straight along the pattern. Had a look, all right. Now, have we found it? Where might it be? Let's they can wander off. Go and see if there's something interesting over there with the committee from the Kennel Club. No, there's nothing. Go back, exploring everything they're allowed to explore. Picked it up. And I sincerely hope that's the right one. There we go. Lovely, well done, Frenzy. And I think we're also going to see the same exercise performed by Tigger.
You're not going to get away with this, Jessica. You're going to have to do a sentence as well.
Dave Ray down there commentating for the massive crowd here, just laughing with Jessica. So you've got to do it as well, because they haven't had to repeat the exercise, but this one they have to. Well, you now know it's the third one in from the end, where Jessica is now giving the scent to Tigger. My word, she was pleased when she won this today, and the crowd was absolutely delighted for her in the obedience ring. It draws a good crowd, you know. This is a real aficionado's sport, and it is a sport. So here we go. Dog has to find the correct one. Got to find one that smells like that, Tiggs. This is a veteran dog, 7 years old. Out he goes, gently along the pattern. Sniff at everything, fine. They mustn't nose it. They've got to pick it up clean. He's gone back to have a look. Gone for that one. Looks like got the right one. Nicely picked up, and again the present, nice and close, but not leaning too far in. Turns into position. Exercise over. Well done, ladies. Well, lady and young man there. That's Tigger and Jessica. So that's a demonstration of what the dogs have to do in heel work competition. There are the two other disciplines as well, which I said, the 2-minute stay, where the handlers go out of the ring, the dogs are left just sitting, and then there's a 10-minute down when the handlers get out of sight of them again. And I mean, it just is such a good competition. 10 minutes on their own, lying there. None of the dogs failed that today, none of them failed it yesterday. So the presentation here is very special today, because it's going to be presented by a gentleman who has for 13 years been the Chief Obedience Steward, and he's Mr. Roy Page, and he'll be brought into the ring, I think, to make the presentation. Well, no, it isn't Roy. They haven't brought Roy in the end. I know he's sitting on the front row. I thought they were going to bring him in to make the presentation. But Roy is retired after 13 years of working with the dogs here. So there's Jessica Lewis. That's the dog winner. That she won today. And she's a very happy lady. And there's yesterday's winner and the new record holder for obedience, Dot Watts. Well done, Dot. Fantastic. I'm thrilled for you.